The Indianapolis Colts Foundation, together with the IHSAA family and the Indianapolis Colts, have undertaken the Kicking the Stigma initiative to increase awareness about the prevalence of mental health disorders in our community and to raise and distribute funds to nonprofits and other organizations to expand treatment services throughout the community. Tonight is a product of those efforts and is brought to you in conjunction with the Healthy Communities of Clinton County Coalition, where they want you to know that you matter. Just a few moments ago, our cameras inside the gym caught this presentation when it comes to mental health.
In 2016, one of the most kind-hearted people, Frankie Cooper, lost his battle with mental illness. The Cooper family created the Buck-Up Foundation in his honor to stop the stigma surrounding mental health. Through their foundation, they have helped numerous families throughout the United States, assisted in the creation of the local outreach to suicide survivors team in Clinton County, and were instrumental in Healthy Communities stepping on stigma movement with these mental health awareness games. Without them and their vision, none of this would have been possible. Please give them a round of applause. Mental health encompasses emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It also helps us determine how we handle stress, relationships, and decision-making. We have asked 10 of our players to be out on the floor tonight to bring more awareness to mental health. 9 out of 10 students will receive negative reactions to their mental health. 70% of those students say it came from friends, with an additional 40% saying it also came from teachers. 3 of those 9 will give up on school or college. 2 of those remaining won't do extracurricular activities or will give up on them altogether. 2 of those remaining have those negative reactions stop them from applying for jobs. 1 of those remaining will give up on their hopes and dreams. And 1 will ultimately lose their life. That 40-second timer indicates another loss due to mental illness. Every 40 seconds, we lose someone. In the last 6 years, 11 young people in our community have lost their battle with mental illness. We have all been affected and lost a family member, a friend, a community member, a Rossville Hornet, a Clinton Prairie Gopher through these losses. But we can do something about this. Through games like this alone, we reached over 10,000 people this fall season, with more to come throughout the year. Over the next week, you can reach out to at least one individual who you think might be struggling. Make a phone call or send a text message to 2 people in your life that you haven't heard from in a while. Tell 3 people in your life what they mean to you and how they make a difference to you. Even if you think they know, hearing it takes on a whole new meaning. Smile or say hi while looking someone in the eye to at least 4 other people this week. That's 10 individuals you can make a difference to in this week alone. If there's 200 people here tonight, that means together we can make a difference to 2,000 individuals in our community in 1 week. Reach out. Make a difference. Break the silence. Lift the shame. End the stigma. You are worthy. You are enough. Your story isn't over yet. And you matter. Thank you.
That was a great presentation that we saw just a moment ago on our floor as we get set tonight for a Clinton County matchup, a Hoosier Heartland Conference matchup with conference championship implications on the line. It's the Rossville Hornets, the Clinton Prairie Gophers. And before we get into too much more, I do want to mention the presentation was awesome. We'll talk about it more this evening, Laura. but both teams featured there, so the camaraderie, a lot riding on the line tonight. But when it comes to off the floor and mental health, both teams joining together there to make a point during that presentation.
Yeah, they've been doing these games for, we talked about this the other night, years now, and the Cooper family has brought these county teams together all in this fight to reduce the stigma related to mental health.
Tonight's game is brought to us by our friends at the Frankfort Eagles, Post 976. They are people helping people. By Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mintel Fiber Optic Services, where they are the best gig in town. Joined by Laura Archibald, I am Sean Walker, and we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Again, this is our second mental health game this week. Super excited to have you back on the broadcast with me tonight. We get to talk about mental health and all the services that are out there for people that are struggling. And then in the backdrop, we've got a very good volleyball game tonight with two teams that are playing for a conference title.
Yeah, this is my favorite week of volleyball every single year. And tonight it's extra sweet because there are conference championship implications on the line here. Rossville still has, this is their last conference game. Clinton Prairie still has 2 conference games after this.
You can see the shirts. We're wearing them tonight. We wore them on Tuesday as well. Freshly washed, of course.
Of course.
You matter, right there. And then on the back, a great message as well. I will read that to you right now. It says, "You are loved. You are enough. You are a gift to this world. Your story isn't over yet. Call or text 988 for help." And that is the quote on the back of the shirt. And I love the message this year. Laura, tell us a little bit more about the You Matter message.
Yeah, so every year our Youth Rise Youth Leadership Council comes up with a message for the shirt. And, it's really important that every single person knows that they matter. There's always someone out there that needs you. And we want everyone to know that they matter to someone. And we don't want anybody taking a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And 988 is the 911 emergency line for mental health, and you can call it or text it. And so we're really working hard to get that message out to all people.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, where they are putting family first. I want to thank them for their sponsorship as we get kind of a blend here. We get our normal sponsors, but then we definitely want to mention the Colts, the IHSAA family, the Colts Foundation, as they helped partner with you and provide grant money, correct, to help put these events on throughout the year and the supplies that you need to help get the word out. So very, very cool. Hats off to them. And you even told me the other night that Shaquille Leonard, formerly known as Darius Leonard, is big on this whole mission as well.
Yeah, I really think, it's been neat for people to be able to see someone like him step up to the plate and say, hey, I've struggled with mental health. And Jim Irsay himself has said that as well. And for people to see people in their positions who are willing to step up and say, hey, I've struggled too.
That's going to do it for our pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you our South Fork restaurant players to watch. We'll get our officials, our starting lineups, and we'll get volleyball underway. How about it?
It's going to be a good night.
We'll be right back here on the ISC Sports Network. Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby, yo. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome. Upgrade today.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
National Anthem just wrapped up here at Clinton Prairie High School. Tonight's Hoosier Heartland Conference matchup. Let's take a look at our players to watch, brought to us by the world-famous South Fork Restaurant. Look who's cooking tonight. It's Courtney Huffman there for the Rossville Hornets. You see 205 assists on the season, 131 digs, and I feel like she has got to do a great job tonight setting the hitters for Rossville for them to be successful.
Absolutely, and she's, really had a tough job this year because they've had some significant injuries for the Rossville Hornets, so subbing different hitters in and out all season long for her, and as a setter, that's tough. So she's seen a lot of different hitters this year.
On the other side of the court for the Clinton Prairie Gophers, their player to watch tonight is Hailey Wilson. 78 kills, 26 aces, 151 digs. Her all-around game is really polished up nice this season for the Gophers.
Yes, and she played great the other night against Frankfort. She really just played great in those key moments when they really, really needed her.
Tonight's officials are brought to us by Aaron's Flooring, offering luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 601-4145 for a free quote. Thomas Faust, Kristen Marvin will be the two officials for tonight's telecast. Let's look at our starting lineups now. First up for the visitors, the Rossville Hornets. And we have learned this may be just a little bit different due to injuries, but this is what we had from a few games back. Courtney Huffman, Addie Gorbett, Elise Oakes, Madison Douglas, Lainey Bodine, and Allie Neubauer, Maylee Thorpe, the libero, for interim coach Lexi Shriver, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as the game goes on as well. For the home team, the Clinton Prairie Gophers, their starters have not changed much this season. It'll be Evie Brooks, Hailey Wilson, Isabel Schilling, Abby Swan, Katie Marcinko Chapman, Bella White, and the libero in Haven Wilson. For head coach Kathy Martin, her first year at the helm of Clinton Prairie. That's what also adds to the intrigue tonight. The former head coach at Rossville, and I know it's killing her tonight, Laura, because she loves those girls across the net wearing those Rossville uniforms tonight.
She really does. She was dreading tonight. I mean, she's excited to play, and, they're doing really well in conference, so she was excited to play this game, but she really was not looking forward to playing her ex-players, and she really cares about those girls, so this was kind of one of those bittersweet games for her.
Tonight's starting lineups were brought to us by our Dente Dental, where healthy smiles start here. Again, a great matchup tonight. Let's take a look at the conference standings if we can real quick, because it's kind of on the line tonight. Clinton Prairie still has a game later against Clinton Central. You can watch that one on ISC, but that is a game that Clinton Prairie is heavily favored in, and if they can win here tonight, they may be back-to-back conference champions.
And they also play Delphi.
That's true. There's
still
Delphi left. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
They actually have 2 conference games left after tonight. So this is a need to win for them. I mean, they have 2 more conference games after tonight. This will be Rossville's last conference game.
So tonight for Rossville, if they win, they can put themselves in a good position to move up to 6-1 in conference play.
Correct.
For the Gophers, if they win, they kind of control their destiny here because they will own the tiebreaker over Eastern and Rossville, even if they were to lose one of the next ones. But they really need to just win this one, stay undefeated to shore it up for the rest of the season.
Their destiny is their own.
I love Rossville's jerseys tonight. Nice, bright white jerseys with red numbers that stand out. We don't have any of those blue jerseys with black numbers tonight that we can't see.
But we do have black jerseys with red letters that are not easy to see.
So we'll probably get a few of the Gophers wrong from time to time tonight. We ask that you have some patience with us. Tonight is a mental health night for this matchup, and all night long, Laura and I will be talking about different ways that you can reach out if you or a loved one is struggling. And one of those ways that you can do that, Laura, is 988. And reaching out's a sign of strength. There is hope. Tomorrow needs you. If you or someone you know is struggling, make sure you call or text 988. Tell us a little bit about that number, that 988.
988 is the mental health 911. So it is the crisis line for mental health. So you can either text or call 988 for yourself or for another person. You can call it or text it, which is really nice. As we know, most adolescents don't like to talk to anybody on the phone. So to be able to have that in a texting capability is really a great asset, especially for our adolescents. So remember that. There used to be the 1-800 suicide prevention number, but other
So
than
hard to remember.
it was. Even with this neat song, it was still hard to remember.
Yep.
988 is the 911 for mental health.
Hailey Wilson will start with the serve for the Gophers. An overpass there, almost an early kill for Bella White. There's the set from Huffman. And then the kill that time coming from Elise Oaks, just a little wide of the court, and the Gophers are on the board first. Hailey, our featured player to watch for Clinton Prairie tonight, and as you can see why, she nearly had an ace on the first serve. She gets one right here on the second, and that adds to that team leading total. Wilson on the serve again. That one might have been a little long. Rossville bails her out. Set to Swan. It's handled by Rossville. Now they send it back across. The libero and Wilson. Cleans it up for Clinton Prairie. Now a free ball opportunity for the Gophers. They go to Swan. Quick tip, and Huffman is there. And there is a big kill coming from Elise Oaks. And that'll get Rossville on the board as they trail 2-1. Here's another look at it. Not necessarily off the set, but still a great pass from Maylee Thorpe.
Maylee Thorpe is a great defensive player, great serve receiver. I said the other night, her and Queen from Frankfort, probably the two best defenders in the county.
There's Thorpe again, easy to spot in the libero uniform. This swing too strong from the Gophers.
I remember when Maylee was in 8th grade, and I was watching the 8th grade county tourney, and Kathy Martin was coaching at Rossville, and I texted her and said, "Have you seen this girl?
You got a good one coming?"
You have your libero coming next year."
Misplayed there by the Hornets, gives another point to the Gophers, and a substitution takes place as Katie Marcinko Chapman comes in. Haven Wilson on the serve. Huffman. Big swing there for Madison Douglas. Not enough on that one to get it across the net, and Rossville will tie things up at 3.
Madison having a very good senior year.
Head coach Lexi Shriver, the interim coach now for Rossville, comes in kind of mid-season there as they made a coaching change. Had stability for so many years with Coach Kathy Martin being there. Coach Martin leaves as you get another look at the replay. Then a quick change at the helm, and now Lexi inherits a program that's really got some pretty good talent on it. A nice mixture of underclassmen and juniors and seniors as well.
Yes, a lot of talent on this Rossville team. Just been plagued by some injuries. I think, their record isn't really indicative of where they would be if they didn't have those injuries. They've lost Brooklyn Edmonds. She's out for the season. Unfortunately, out for the rest of her career because she's a senior. So, great kid, Brooklyn Edmonds, great player, and just has been plagued really with injuries to her shoulder her entire career, and hated to see her go out with the career-ending injury earlier this season.
You can see her over there on the bench, though. She's kind of up on one knee. She's got an arm in a sling, and she's helping out. And that's the best part. She stayed in tune with the program and the team.
Yep, she is a student coach is what I would call her. Just a great kid with a great attitude.
Big swing there. Too strong, though, as Laney Bodine tried to send that one across for Rossville. A little too much mustard. I believe this is Brett Knocker at the service line for the Gophers. Freshman's played really well this season for Clinton Prairie. You see that jump serve get sent across, and right at the net is the block. The Gophers, we've said this a few times this year, Laura, when Brett Knocker's serving, they seem to play really well for some reason. And it's not necessarily that she accumulates a ton of aces. She's just consistent.
She is consistent, and she serves well enough to just keep the other team off speed.
This timeout gives us a chance to thank the Frankfort Eagles, number 976, serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. And while we have a moment here, let's talk about some of the warning signs. Let's bring up the warning signs graphic if we could. And, you know, things to remember, setbacks don't equal failure. You are more than an illness or a diagnosis. It's okay to rest. It's okay to not be okay. And some of those warning signs, Laura, what should you look for in a loved one?
Changes in eating or sleeping patterns, changes in normal routines, change in interest. If someone used to always like to do a certain activity and now they no longer do that, those are all warning signs that you need to keep an eye on and take serious. Changes in who they hang around with, those sort of things.
Out of the timeout, Gophers with that 4-point lead. Swan with great vision finds an opening in the floor and attacks it. 9-4 now. Brett Knocker making a living back at the service line here in set one. We saw a very entertaining JV match that went all 3 sets earlier. Gophers pulled it out 2-1. Brooks on a quick set there, and we've not seen her try that very many times this season, but I think her confidence is starting to grow late in the season.
Yeah, and that was the perfect set to do, and she did not give that away at all. That was a beautiful kill by Evie Brooks.
These two teams obviously have played a ton over the years, but just looking at the last 6 meetings, Clinton Prairie is 4-2 versus Rossville over those last 6.
And I think I probably remember every single one of those matches. And the 4-2 doesn't tell you how close those matches were.
When I was looking at, a lot of them were 3-2, 3-2, where they went 5.
Oh yeah.
And a few of those, Clinton Prairie won the regular season, and then Rossville got them later, either in an in-season tournament or in the actual tournament.
Yep.
Big kill here again. Swan showing off some of that athletic ability and power. Here's another look. Great set. (10-4). Good buddy. 10-4 your score. They've got 9-4 in the gym, so we'll see. Now they've given them 2 more points and made it 11-4. We'll make our scoreboard match. All right, got it all set. It's a 7-point game. Nice play there by Addie Gorbett. We hadn't mentioned her just yet for Rossville. She's been sensational, really. Just a sophomore, outside hitter.
Addie Gorbett is a tremendous athlete. I remember when, at the beginning of the season, last year, Coach Mark coming into my office and saying, I have this freshman. You're not going to believe her, Laura. She said, she reminds me of Jeanette Bergen, who was a Clinton Prairie player.
And then on cue, she gets a big kill.
Yeah, who was just a fantastic athlete. A little rough around the edges, like when she first started, because she hadn't played a lot of volleyball. She was a basketball person. But it was just one of those people that you knew had potential. And if you could just harness all that energy, it was going to be something. And that was Addie Gorbett to a T. And the first time I watched her, I told Kathy, I said, I get it. I get the comparison. And she's going to be something. And she has proven this season she is something. 164 kills coming into tonight.
You saw Abby Swan right there making her mark. Obviously, a ton gets said about Abby because she's the other one across the court that passes that eye test, right? And still has more time to go, just a junior this year, still has another season.
Abby is a tremendous volleyball player. Look at that hit from the back row. Most people don't hit that well from the front row.
A moment ago when we were talking about Gorbett, is this one, I believe, is wide? No, they're calling it
in.
I've noticed that they ran Gorbett from outside hitter into the middle and set her there just to change it up.
Yeah, and she can really hit anywhere. And right now, Rossville is really short on middle hitters. So they have Brooklyn Edmonds out, which put them at, down to one middle hitter. And then I believe Allie Neubauer is out. So, they're probably going to run Gorbett some in the middle.
Another look at that last replay, and that was Hailey Wilson from the Gophers. And that just goes to show you why she was our player to watch for Clinton Prairie tonight. Again, she does a little bit of everything. And, Abby gets a lot of the credit this year because I think everybody knew after Abby's season last year she was going to come in and just tear it up.
Yep.
I don't know that we expected this from Hailey. And if Abby is 1A, Hailey's not too far behind in a 1B role.
Right, absolutely. And she's the real deal as well.
15-6. That's Kabry Bogan on the serve. Excuse me. That's Kate Meek on the serve. She dropped that one in just inside the line and got the ace. Meek again. Brooks tried to go over quick. The block there from Rossville. Thorpe goes to Gorbett. Tipped at the net. And then Wilson makes
nice.
Him pay. Hailey shows off that sneaky athletic ability. I'm not sure what Coach Shriver wanted there, maybe asking if she was in the net. I don't see the net move at all there.
I don't either.
16-7. Marcinko Chapman on the left-handed side.
That was a pretty great display of athleticism. That's why she just assumed she was going to be in the net.
Another point here for the Gophers. They're starting to run away with this one here in set number one. Rossville sends it across. Here come the Gophers.
Great pass by Abby Swan.
Just missed time there by Bella White. Mental health is not a destination but a process. Humans have a wide range of emotions, and that's okay. But if you need help or you're struggling, reach out. There is help available. There is hope available. And that's all you need right there, right, is a little bit of hope to be able to pull through sometimes.
Yeah, because there is help available. And, we don't let our diagnosis define who we are if you have high blood pressure or diabetes. So we shouldn't let a mental health diagnosis define who we are either. There's help out there, and there's medication, therapy, all kinds of things that can help you with if you have a mental health condition. So don't let it define you, because hope and help are both out there.
I can tell you for many years I was quiet and a little bit embarrassed that I took medication for my own mental health, and now I'm much more outspoken about it as you get another look at this replay here. And it took some trial and error and finding the right medication for me. And now I feel like I am on such an even keel. I feel normal, and it's amazing what the right diagnosis or right prescription can do for you.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's the same as everything else. Sometimes if you have high blood pressure, it takes 2 or 3 trials of medications to figure it out, or it's a combination of exercise and a medication. It's the same with mental health conditions. You just have to find the right combination of things that works for you. And there are all kinds of things that work. So don't give up. Keep working at it, and we'll, work with the professionals to find the thing that works for you.
Rossville within 7. Trying to fight back here as they were down 17-7. They've got 3 straight points going. Meek. Douglas sent it across for Rossville, and the Gophers respond.
Beautiful save by Abby Swan.
Good set into the middle that time, looking for Douglas. Rossville just punch it across. Here comes an opportunity for the Gophers. Good coverage defensively from Rossville.
The line is open for Clinton Prairie if they could ever get it there. It's a nice long rally.
Longest point of the night. A crucial one as Rossville is starting to find some rhythm here in set 1, but man, credit the Gophers for staying in tune there and grinding out that point. Credit both teams for the effort here.
Great defense by both teams.
Evie Brooks at the service line. One of the seniors on this Clinton Prairie Gopher squad. They have 4. Rossville a little long there, and another point for the Gophers as they start to open this lead back up. Coach Kathy Martin not in a sling this evening, so I take it she's been not having to swing as much in practice.
Yes, it is better. It's not.
She's still not fixed.
Completely better, but it is getting there.
Doing things like playing in an alumni game is probably not good for that.
You think?
Having one of your assistant coaches go on vacation or whatever the story was there, and forcing her to swing as much as she was. Oh, and you were on vacation. You couldn't tape her up either.
Correct.
I knew the story. I just had to get back to it. Rossville. It's a good job there keeping it alive. Now they'll get a free opportunity here. Nope, it's going to be out of bounds, so just give them the point. 20-11. This Hornets team, 5-1 in conference play, as our graphics showed you earlier. And a tie in second place right now with Eastern. A win tonight could really catapult them right there to the top of the standings. But so far here in set number 1, it's been all Clinton Prairie.
They've had significant injuries at that middle hitter position.
Abby Swan with the kill.
But it's interesting, that isn't where they're really getting hurt at. The outside hitters for Clinton Prairie are who are really getting, and the setter have had the most kills.
Punched across, Wilson on the dig. Bella White hits out into the top of the net, but it trickles over and gives the Gophers the point.
It's a nice dig by Hailey Wilson.
Here's the set from Brooks. Now the Gophers give the Hornets a free ball opportunity. Set in the middle. Big kill, overpass. Rossville can't make them pay right away. What they do here. See the net moving, but no violation called on either squad. And Gophers recovered from it once. They could not recover from it twice. Now substitution as Huffman comes back in. It's our player to watch from Rossville tonight, the senior setter. One of 4 seniors on this Rossville roster as well.
Nice block.
Put a roof on the house.
She did.
In my community, that's what's going on there. They're building houses like crazy, and they're putting all kinds of roofs on houses. When I drive in every night, I'm like, there's Lord saying. Actually being put to work here. Did not get a roof on the house that time as it ricochets sideways and stays on the Gopher side of the court.
I would say one area that Clinton Prairie really has improved on in the last couple of weeks is their blocking. I know they didn't get that one over there, but a couple of weeks ago they weren't even getting a hand on those. So I think that's an area of improvement for the Gophers.
Swan on the block. Marcinko Chapman with the left-handed swing. Another point for the Gophers. And that's going to do it for game number 1, 25-13 as Clinton Prairie takes this first one. We'll step aside when we come back. Set number 2 heads your way from Clinton Prairie High School.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School tonight. The location of the Hoosier Heartland Conference battle between the Rossville Hornets, the Clinton Prairie Gophers. This portion of tonight's broadcast brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and provide the care you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandginda.com. As we get set here for set number 2, the Gophers took set 1 25-13. What'd you see there in set 1 that you liked, Laura?
I really liked the even spread offense of the Gophers. Abby Swan had around 5 kills, but then you had Katie Marcinko with a couple, you had Hailey Wilson with a few, you had Evie Brooks with a few, so really spread out offense for the Gophers. That's hard to defend against. For the Hornets, I thought their defense looked pretty good. So Maylee Thorpe, as always, playing great defense, and like I said, having down to their 4th string middle didn't really hurt the Hornets much. I thought they looked pretty strong in the middle, actually.
Yeah, they put some pretty good swings together
when
given the opportunity.
Yeah, I expected that to be like an obvious gap, but it was not at all.
Huffman on the serve for Rossville to start things out, and Rossville will start out with the first point. Huffman again on the serve for Rossville. Evie Brooks sets middle.
Nice
a good
defense.
Swing from Bella White. Rossville almost had it, though.
They did. Great defense. That was a very good dig. That was a hard hit.
Kylie Wilson on the serve for the Gophers. Defensively tonight, we talked about Rossville putting in some good swings, but the Gophers have done a nice job of getting blocks, tips, touches, ricochets.
Really, that play there was just an example. Isabella Schilling just got a hand on that, popped it up. She didn't block it over, but she slowed it down for her offense, which is exactly what you want to do.
Always tough when Schilling and Bella White are in together because similar hair. I'm sure I've called them the wrong names a few times this season, especially at home when they wear these jerseys. That serve long. Gophers thought they had themselves an ace for a moment.
I thought they did too.
3-2, Madison Douglas on the serve. The Gophers come in tonight on a one-match winning streak. They took down Sheridan in their last affair. They're 2-2 in their last 4 matches overall. As you see,
Abby Swan making them pay.
You did see the net move, but I think the official thought the ball touched it, not Abby.
It was the ball.
I wish I had Coach Shriver's energy, though, because you'll see her bounce around quite a bit. And even earlier this season when she first took over, we covered, I believe it was Clinton Central at Rossville. And she was animated on the sidelines and having fun and clapping and high-fiving the girls. I think she's been a good fit to fill in as an interim coach this season for Rossville.
She has, and I think it was hard for Rossville to lose Coach Martin and then have, lose a coach early in the season. So I think she has had the right spirit for this season, and I think the girls appreciate her, and it's been nice to see. And then, they've had a lot of injuries, so to see the girls enjoying the season and they look like they're having a good time has been a good thing.
Back-to-back aces from Rossville. Wonderful serves from Elise Oakes. Not knowing if Shriver will stay on and coach again next year, if they'll reopen that position up. I think she's definitely made a case for herself to be coach again next year.
I do too. She's done a good job with this team, and I think, this record is probably a winning record if you don't have injuries like you've had.
Momentum right now on Rossville's side of the court. 3 straight aces and then a service error there, but fantastic job by Elise Oakes. And a lot of talent coming back. I mean, they'll graduate Huffman. Obviously, they've lost Brookman Edmonds for the rest of the season. She'll graduate. Maylee Thorpe, probably their best defender, graduates. Madison Douglas, who we've called quite a bit tonight. But you bring back Addie Gorbett, Kate Meek, Elise Oakes, Lainey Bodine, Allie Neubauer, Cabry Bogan. These are all younger players that will return next year for this Rossville lineup, and those are all names that we've called quite a bit this season. So they've seen the floor.
Yeah, they're getting playing experience, and, she will absolutely have something to build on next year.
All tied up at 6. They go outside. Gorbett put a good swing in it.
And the other difference is she'll have all off-season to work with them. I hope they make the decision as soon as the season's over so she knows if she's going to be there or not, and they can work with her.
Get a violation here on a double hit.
On the set.
Now substitutions will take place as Cabry Bogan comes in, as well as Kate Meek. One of the things that Coach Shriver did is called up former assistant coach who hadn't had that long a time off, and Lori Wainscott, and said, hey, you want to come help out?
Come help, please.
And so right away I recognized that Lori Wainscott was on the sidelines when we did that first game where Lexi had taken over, and I know Coach Martin kind of wanted to swing her and bring her over to the Gophers with her.
Not kind of. She begged. She begged. She did.
As Lori, obviously
Another
one of the
double
all-time
hit.
greats for the Clinton Prairie Gophers.
Yes.
A lot of crossover between these two teams and counties and families. And not a lot that separates at least the town of Mulberry, where you get a ton of Clinton Prairie people, and the town of Rossville. They're neighboring.
They are not very far apart. And the other assistant coach is Liz Latshaw, and she's been coaching, at different levels for Rossville for many years, and she is also a good coach, and a lot of these kids have had her over the years. So I think that's been another really good, consistent thing for the Rossville players. Liz does a nice job as well.
Watch this kill from the back row from Abby Swan. She doesn't have to be up around the net to hurt you. She can do it from
and that
beyond
corner,
the 3-meter line.
that corner is open all night long. If Prairie can get the sets where they need them, that area 1 is open.
There's Gorbett on the kill. Watch here. She provides the first, comes back and gets it again, and drives that one home for Rossville. Now she'll head to the service line. You look at Gorbett and you immediately think prototypical volleyball hitter, right? I mean, she's got great length and size, and just a sophomore. So kind of what we were talking about the other night with Frankfort and some of their younger players. Addie's going to continue to get stronger with their time in the weight room, and she'll be able to jump higher, hit harder. That's a scary thought.
More and more experience.
Gophers get the point here after a scramble. That one punched across.
Hailey Wilson and that athleticism. I don't know that many people could do that.
Free ball opportunity here for the Gophers. They'll just send it back over, and now an opportunity for Rossville.
Clinton Prairie has to pass better on those free balls. I call those money balls because you want to cash those in.
Love it. Are you giving me more lines tonight? The season's almost over. You can't be doing this late in the year.
You just got to keep them in your bank, okay?
What we got here? We got a player into the net, I believe. We'll see what the call is here. Rossville's fans unhappy with that.
They think it was out. They called it in. Couldn't tell from our angle at all.
This one blocked at the net.
Great block.
That's Bella White, number 22.
Like I said earlier, Prairie's blocking just much improved.
Hailey Wilson there as well.
A few weeks ago, they just weren't getting a hand on anything, and they have just really improved the blocking.
Point here for Rossville is we'll see Allie Neubauer check out, so 11 is on the floor, or at least was for that play.
That's good.
Maylee Thorpe on the serve. Gophers fortunate there as Haven Wilson struggled with that serve, but nice job by the teammates kind of cleaning it up for her. Big hit from the middle. Bella White gets it, I believe. Yeah,
that area 1 is open all night long. Does not have to be hard. It just has to be in that area 1.
Isabel Schilling checked in for the Gophers. Nice diving effort from Swan, but an even better play there. I believe it was 13, Cabry Bogan, as she'll sub out now. Huffman comes back in to serve. A back and forth seesaw battle here in set number 2.
Rossville playing much better this game.
Get the nerves out on the bus ride over, or tried to, and maybe had a few going into set 1.
They've really settled down.
Thorpe. Oh, couldn't quite get it over. Love the effort, though.
was a great effort. Nice hit.
Another point there for the Gophers. They open up a 3-point lead. Again, tonight is a mental health night. We're wearing the shirts You Matter. You can see the coaching staff and people inside the gym wearing them. And we want you to know that you matter. You are loved. You are enough. You are a gift to this world. Your story isn't over yet. Make sure you call or text 988 for help. It's an easy thing to do. Obviously, it becomes difficult, and that's part of why we're making the awareness tonight is kick the stigma. It's okay to not be okay. It's not a sign of weakness. Get the help that you need. There's no reason. Too many times, Laura, people, and we say this every broadcast that we do as a mental health, they make a permanent decision to a temporary problem. And it's unfortunate. It affects tons of families. We saw a family in between games, part of that presentation, the Cooper family. It affected them. I love the fact that they've kind of partnered with you guys and help do this, and that they come out, you know, to put some faces with a name and be able to stand there. But unfortunately for that family, it's something that they have to deal with every time they have to do it.
Yeah, and, you know, Rob and Tammy have been absolutely wonderful, and their 2 daughters for us to work with. And, you know, they just decided really early on that they were going to take something terrible that happened to their family and do everything that they could do so that it doesn't happen to another family. And I have the greatest respect for that. And they work hard, and they made a foundation in their son's memory, and they do a lot of work for mental health advocacy.
Yeah, think about the strength that took.
Absolutely.
You know? So if a family can come out and they can do this hurting after losing a loved one, then you, if you're hurting at home, can pick up a phone and dial 988, talk to someone, get it off your chest, go through some therapy, find a solution that works for you, so that you don't become one of those statistics as well and leave loved ones behind.
So they're members of our what we call LOST team, which is Local Outreach to Suicide Survivors. And it's a team that we have at Healthy Communities that if someone has a loss to suicide, then we go out. We have trained mental health professionals, clergymen, other families who have unfortunately lost someone to suicide, and we go out and help families through that difficult time. And so Rob and Tammy are both on that team, and help families. You know, they have that lived experience, and they can help those families navigate that terrible time. That takes a lot of strength.
For sure. Over the last few moments, we've seen the Gophers keep that 3-point lead, but we've seen some nice play from both sides. Some big swings from Gorbett and Rossville, and Abby Swan and others for Clinton Prairie. There's the serving again of Ellie Brettnacher, the freshman. Listed as a defensive specialist, and I think it should say SS. Serving specialist.
I agree. She does a great job back there.
They set middle. Marcinko Chapman puts one on the other side of the net, and the Gophers with another point. Take a look at this one here. She's starting to find her rhythm this season, and I think her and Brooks are starting to find that unspoken communication on the floor.
Yeah, Katie's a lefty, and, you know, it gives you a distinct advantage. Your natural instinct is to block that right arm, and so it gives her a little bit of an advantage. And she really has come on in the last few games. Katie's done a really nice job.
I think what I've noticed the most is when Evie's setting Hailey and Abby, who jump a lot higher, she'll put a little more air under the ball, let them kind of go up and get it. But you'll see those lower sets with Katie, and it works out really well for her.
Yeah, you know, some people do better with, number one, out of the middle, you want a shorter set. But, two, some people do better if they don't have as much time.
Yeah.
You know,
Just kill it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to mess your timing up if you have more time, right? So sometimes people do better if they have a shorter set.
What a serve there.
Wow.
Dropped it in. Kate Meek. Look at this. This is a thing of beauty right here.
Yes, it is.
That had some wicked spin. It was like a top spin, but it was going sideways too. Gophers handle the serve this time. Swan just sends it across. And Rossville will play it to the other side. Comes a chance for the Gophers. Good defense, Maley Thorpe. Leads to the point for the Hornets. They've looked a lot better here in set two.
Yeah, that was one of those. Haven was right there. They just didn't communicate.
We talked about Huffman being a player to watch tonight, and it was really, I was thinking her setting ability when she's on the floor, but we've seen Kate Meek do a real nice job kind of in that second setter role tonight for the Hornets.
Yeah, so they run a 6-2, so they have 2 setters and 6 hitters, and, there's a definite advantage to that if you can do it. And they definitely have 2 setters that they are able to run that.
Swan on the serve, 2-point lead. We get close to the end of set number 2 here. Wilson punches it across. Good effort by Meek. They go to Hiley Wilson. Thorpe there. Abby Swan, back row kill again.
That area 1, they just need to keep going there, and that's, I really think, where Abby was trying to go with that. It hit the net and fell a little bit short, but she was definitely aiming for that corner.
Another drop serve there from Swan. Something else I've noticed too, Laura, is early in the season, when Abby Swan went to the back row, it was almost a curse for the Gophers. They struggled, and we saw teams rattle off 6, 7, 8 points on them. They would have a lead, and then she'd get stuck back there for a while. The last few games or matches we've watched, they've done much better.
They have.
Brooks to Wilson. Meek on the set. Good kill by Bogan. Cavery didn't even really have to leave her feet that time, just
she didn't.
put a good little swing on it. It's a little jump. Good vision. 23-22. Brooks couldn't play that one after the block, and Rossville's tied us up at 23. Corbin on the serve for Rossville. Got to win by 2, play to 25. We've seen quite a few sets go extra points in our coverage here on the ISC Sports Network over the last few weeks.
Evie Burke seems to be struggling to get that ball to the outside. I don't know what exactly is going on there. It seems like she is having a hard time getting that to the outside.
Timeout here allows us to thank our friends at Aaron's Flooring. Tonight's game brought to us by Aaron's Flooring, where they offer luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 601-4145 for a free quote. It's also brought to us by Ardente Dental, where they offer high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand new patient or have been with them for years, they're here to serve you. Give them a call, 654-7222, or visit them online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to life.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Nice, close game. It's what we want out of county rivalries.
24-23. Rossville with a chance to serve for set point right here. Corbett on the serve. Wilson just going to tip it across, and now Rossville with an opportunity to run some offense. Covered up by the Gophers.
That was another example of Evie Brooks not getting that set out to the outside. Clint Prairie has to be aggressive and quit tipping the ball over.
Hailey Wilson with great dig there.
I would set back row.
That one into the net. Point Rossville, 25-23 Rossville. Takes set number 2. We're all tied up at 1 set apiece. That's how you want it when it's a conference championship implication match.
For sure.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Set 3 heads your way right after this.
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the IHSAA Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long right here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
This portion of our broadcast brought to us by South Fork Restaurant. Dine in or carry out. The South Fork Restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, fresh, never frozen, whole catfish, hand-battered tenderloins, and award-winning onion rings. Kitchen's open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Join them at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry or visit southforkpub.com for latest menu options. You see the Ask Help is Everywhere graphic on your screen. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Asking for help is the first step. You are precious to this world, and more than you will ever know, you are enough. Again, Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, all month long in September. We're getting to honor it here kind of in that final week. But talk to us again about the initiative in 988, Laura.
Yeah, so 988 is the crisis intervention line. It's the mental health 911 line. So if you or someone you know is in mental health crisis, call or text 988.
I love it. Nice and easy to remember. 988 is the number. If it's you yourself that are struggling, you can do it. If it's a loved one, a friend, someone that you care about, you can reach out there as well. Rossville took the first point in set 2. They ended up winning it 25-23. They take the first set here in set 3. They take the first point in set 3.
And they're fired up. If you are Clinton Prairie, you have to stop playing timid. You have to be aggressive. They look a little bit scared right now.
That ball ruled wide of the court. Hayden Wilson on the serve.
I think the difference between game 1 and game 2 is the play of Evie Brooks. Evie Brooks was aggressive in game 1, and she had several kills herself. She set very aggressively, and then in game 2, she just seemed to kind of fall apart, and she stopped setting aggressively. She stopped tipping. She just seemed to be a different player in game 2.
Wilson on the serve as the Gophers have rattled off 2 in a row. 4 hits now against Rossville.
Nice serving by Haven Wilson.
Wilson drops one over. And look at the return, and then the Gophers watching paint dry, it looks like there.
Yeah.
Everybody looking at each other like, who was supposed to get that one?
Evie Brooks.
Huffman sets Gorbett. Good pass, Hailey Wilson. They go to Swan. Swan powers through, and That's the bread and butter right there. And to me, that's the horse I want to ride all night long right there, is I want to feed Abby Swan until they start covering it up, because she's getting through.
Yeah, she has at least 12 kills tonight, and she is playing fantastic. And if you're struggling, you feed Abby Swan. You know, Hailey Wilson, Abby Swan, that's who you have to go to.
Brooks goes back to Swan. Good coverage by Rossville. Swan on the tip. Gorbett. Haven just sends it across. Thorpe on the nice pass. They go middle. Big hit there. Addie Gorbett.
See, on that free ball for Clinton Prairie like that, I would have liked to see Hailey Wilson call Haven off, step up, and hit that ball over. Instead of us sending a free ball over to Rossville, and then they make Prairie pay.
Allows them to get into system. What a serve.
Nice serve.
Wow, the trajectory on that one. It was beautiful. Nicely done, Elise Oakes. Look at that. It was like a laser. All tied up at 4. Comes right back again with a very similar serve.
Good job by Haven Wilson that time on the pass.
Gophers take the point, 5-4. You can hear a very in-tune crowd tonight, both student sections, both fans. Rossville always travels well when they don't have to go too far across the county. Big swing, back row, Abby Swan, nice dig. Sets back row to Swan. Gorbett again. You can see Rossville's very, very, like what they're doing, they're feeding Gorbett over and over again. And they do it 3 or 4 times, and then they work back middle, and it pays off for them. Intentional. That's the word I was looking for.
They are intentional. They have a game plan. They're sticking to it, and it is working.
5-5 with number 5 at the service line for Rossville and Kate Meek.
Nice dig.
This swing into the net, and then Gorbett gets up, thankfully not hurt there on the play. That's one of the last things Rossville could ill afford to happen.
Yeah.
Lose another player to injury.
And especially Addie Gorbett.
This serve too strong from Marcinko Chapman. That'll send Addie Gorbett to the service line. Gorbett finished 3rd on the team a year ago as a freshman with 237 kills.
It was just a much different team last year. And, you know, Gorbett wasn't the go-to player. Honestly, that she had that many kills is kind of amazing because they had so many hitters last year. Such an even offense last year.
She had 164 kills coming into tonight.
Another ace for Gorbett.
Another look at it. Just went right after Ellie Bretnocker there. And that's kind of that no man's land place. Just protect your face and hope you can play it in the air. This portion of tonight's game is brought to us by the Frankfort Eagles, Post 976, serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. Earlier, we had the Kicking the Stigma graphic up with the Colts logo. Healthy Communities was the recipient of a grant correct me if I misspeak here.
Nope, that's
Recipient of a
correct.
grant from the Colts Foundation, the IHSAA family, and the Indianapolis Colts to help you put on nights just like this, to have events like this where you raise awareness, you talk about you matter, we kick the stigma, you give out all the facts, the resources. What else do you guys do, if anything, with some of those funds that you receive from that program?
Yeah, so one of the things that you obviously can't tell here on the broadcast is we have a resource table at all of these mental health games. So it has mental health materials, resource guides, where you can go for help, things to promote the 988 call line. So all kinds of materials that people can take with them as well. So obviously the people that are at the game right now can't hear the broadcast. Hopefully they watch it later, but they're not hearing it now. So we have a resource table at all of these games that people can go to and get information that they can take with them. We also do all kinds of events. We do school events, trunk or treats, back to school night, parent teacher conferences, any kind of event that we can go to and have mental health resource tables at, we do that as well.
I love it. I like the fact that you provide resources there in the gymnasium. So no matter if you attend in person or you're watching at home, you're getting to see the resources, the numbers, the 988, the messages that you guys are working so hard to get out into the community and into people's lives.
Yeah, and we try to have stuff for all ages, parents, middle school kids, high school kids, doesn't matter. Try to make sure we're getting materials and information out to people of all ages.
Watch this replay here as Swan had the big kill, a great block, and then Haven Wilson and then Bella White just reacting.
Yeah, great dig by Haven Wilson.
Kate Meek unable to track that one down.
Great serve.
So Swan, Schilling, and White across that front row right now for the Gophers as Hailey Wilson sends this serve into the net. Service error gives a point to Rossville.
Clinton Prairie shot themselves in the foot a few times this game with serving errors.
Lainey Bodine comes in. Courtney Huffman checks in as well. She'll serve here for Rossville. Two outstanding athletic directors at both of these schools, too. It'd be amiss if we didn't mention Nate Burkle and Chad Peckinpah. Always so gracious to us when we bring our cameras. You set up your events. I know that you interact with the athletic directors in the county as much as we do. And these guys, man, they're just fantastic.
They are two of the best. They are great. Super easy to work with and want to help get the message out there. So, thanks to both of those athletic directors, and they just do a great job and always put on great events in our county.
Extremely busy, both gentlemen. I know that. And, as an example, tonight I realized as I was staging the graphics for the game that I failed to get the officials' names leading into this week. And I was able to send Chad a quick email, and I'm talking within minutes. I had the names back and was able to get them plugged in, so he bailed me out. And I know Coach Burkle is the same way. Usually when I send him something, I get it back right away.
Yeah, they're both really, really responsive and just great to work with. They know these games benefit not just their students, but families in general, and anything they can do to help is what they want to do.
Set middle, good block by Marcinko Chapman. Wilson comes up to track it down. Brooks goes back to Marcinko Chapman, and Rossville all over it.
Great dig by Haven Wilson, 2 in a row here.
Schilling put a swing on that one. Abby Swan. I don't know how she adjusted her body to the angle of that ball and hit it where she did. Watch this again.
She did a great job. She just kept those shoulders open to the court.
That makes my shoulders and back hurt just watching her contort her body like that. This one hit into the net. Block was there. 13-11. Usually this is pretty pivotal. Whoever takes set 3 when it's 1-1, that's the majority of the time who comes out with the victory. Such a mental game, and when you get down 2-1, it's such a uphill battle.
It is an uphill battle.
Good swing here. Great placement. Gophers can't take that one out of the net. Well, Elise Oaks, I really feel like she's played really well out of the middle tonight for Rossville. We saw her serving earlier with some nice aces, but she's kind of helped fill in that that hole due to injury.
She has. She's done a great job tonight.
Another look at the final, or the play that happened a moment ago.
Nice block. Katie Marcinko is blocking very well tonight.
Point for Clinton Prairie. Back to a 2-point lead now. Another look at this last one. It's set from Brooks and Swan. Knowing I can kill this with a ton of power, I can just tip it across and get us the point. Corbett tries to do the same from her side of the net. A free opportunity for Rossville. They go to Corbett. She tries to find that
Nice up
line.
by Hailey Wilson.
Man. This one out, opposite side of the antenna. How did Hailey Wilson track that ball down?
I have no idea. That was an excellent attempt.
We've seen even at times where Coach Martin has had to run over and stop her because she's going to go into the bench.
Yeah, she is so quick.
4 hits here on Rossville. Seems like the Gophers get to a 2-point lead. Rossville gets 1. Gophers get 2 more.
You know, that doesn't go down as a kill for Abby Swan, but she has had so many hits tonight that don't go down as kills, but Rossville didn't stand a chance of getting them back up.
Great digs. Marcinko Chapman wide of the court. Coach Shriver jumping up and down, letting everybody know that one's wide as well. Substitutions as Bogan comes back in. Meek comes in to serve. Rossville trailing by 1. The Hornets took set 2, 25-23, and trying to keep right next to the Gophers here in set 3. Meek goes middle. Oaks. Gophers cover it up. Now opportunity here for Rossville. Meek. Allie Neubauer earns the point there, number 11. Good swing there, just keeping it right at the elbow. Not really getting the whole arm into that one, huh?
Yeah, we had heard that somebody was hurt. I have to think it was her. She doesn't look like she's swinging like normal for her.
Point for Rossville
Didn't
here.
really reach high on that. I agree with you. She just doesn't look like her normal self. And they're running her outside a lot and bringing Gorbett in the middle. Makes you wonder if she's not injured.
Hats off for playing through it.
Absolutely.
Trying to give her team whatever she can here tonight.
Great job by Hailey Wilson.
Good effort in the back row there for Rossville. But as you said, Hailey Wilson, it's a swing into that one, finds pay dirt. 17 all.
Maylee Thorpe has passed amazing tonight. You know, we sometimes forget to mention that, but she has just passed fantastic tonight.
We're kind of here in Clinton County blessed with some really good liberos.
We are.
I mean, Maylee Thorpe, obviously we talked about her tonight. Caroline Queen over at Frankfort. You got Haven Wilson for Clinton Prairie. I mean, just fantastic job.
Yeah, they really, all three are great liberos. We do have 3 very, very strong liberos in our county.
988's the number. It's mental health night. We talked quite a bit on Tuesday night about them instituting that being the 911 for mental health. And we just want to reiterate as many times as we can tonight that reaching out is a sign of strength. There is hope. You see it on the screen. Tomorrow needs you. If you or someone is struggling, call or text 988. They've even got the QR codes there. You can scan it with your phone. Takes you right to where you need to be and find that resource for you.
And Indiana was the first state to have 988. So a lot of states still don't have 988. So we're very blessed in Indiana to have 988. It's actually even ran locally out of Lafayette. The Mental Health America, Indiana, runs the 988 in our area. So I actually personally know the lady who is the head of Mental Health America, and they run a great crisis line. So, it's there for a reason. Utilize it.
It was a good block, and, man, I will tell you right now, Hailey Wilson is probably, if Clinton Prairie pulls this out, she might be the player of the game tonight.
She's doing a great job. Her and Abby Swan both.
Swan on the dig. Brooks goes back to Wilson. That's blocked at the net that time. No.
Nope, I think she pushed it through. I think it rolled down the front of the block.
That's the jealous benefit that the large traveling crews at ISC have, is they put the GoPro along the net, and so you get to see those plays a little bit better. And another look at the serve here from Marcinko Chapman. Neubauer couldn't get around on it. This one hammered home.
That was a nice hit.
Cabry Bogan.
Right down that line. Nobody there.
Seen her make the play a few times a night for the Hornets. Addie Gorbett now back to serve.
Yeah, she's a sophomore. She's doing a solid job out there for them tonight.
Both of these teams had such turnover last year. I mean, from their key quality players, and now this season, for them to be, I know that it's towards the end of the season, but for them to have responded the way they did, they both institute brand new setters. Mm-hmm. You've got new hitters. Injuries kind of created more of that even for Rossville. But it's fantastic that you see these two teams playing as well as they are.
I agree completely. I think I did not expect either one of these teams to be as good as they are this year.
The Gophers lost 6 seniors a year ago. And on the other side, Rossville, they lost, a top hitter in Demi Freeman. They lost one of the better setters in Rossville history, probably, in Marley Roberts.
And
almost 2,500 career assists.
Probably one of the best setters in the history of Clinton County volleyball.
3-point lead for the Gophers here late in set 3. That hit in the middle by Schilling, I believe. Was it Bella White?
Bella White.
Tell.
Bella White. That's that black shirt, red numbers.
And the similar ponytail. Maylee Thorpe on the serve. 2-point game, and miss hit there. Now a 1-point affair. Gophers leaving the door open for Rossville. This is how they kind of stole set number 2.
I would have set Abby Swan in the back row there. And if I'm Coach Martin, I think I'm calling timeout here.
22 all. That was Schilling that time. Couldn't get it across the net for the Gophers. This one just long. Wow, that was almost perfect placement from Thorpe. Coach Martin letting them play through it. 23-22. Wilson on the jump serve. Thorpe sends it over for the Hornets. A couple of Gophers converge. Both teams fortunate so far that neither had made them pay until that point. And it's Cabry Bogan with probably the biggest block of the night. Watch this one. This is one of those power swings from Swan, and Bogan's got it covered up.
She did. That was a great block.
$23 got to win by 2. I said that in set 2. Rossville did it.
Nice dig by Maley.
The dig just a little too long, though, and Abby Swan makes him pay. I can only think that this is what a volleyball player, when they see that pass coming across like that, is how I feel when I walk into an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's all-you-can-eat fried chicken tonight? I'm going to put that to the test.
Let me see what I can do to that.
24-23, Gophers, crucial point right here.
You know.
Send across, nice dig. And then the Gophers can't play it out of the net. 4 hits, 24 all.
If I'm Abby, you know, I think I would take one line if she gets the set, though, because Maley Thorpe is an excellent defender. And you're going to get a kill on her every once in a while, but not on a consistent basis.
And a block is there. Elise Oakes.
Not sure if that went over or not. Yes, it did. Nice block.
25-24. I like to say advantage here. I don't know if that's a volleyball term, but it's a tennis term. Needing 1 point here for set point are the Hornets.
Clinton Prairie cannot be careful here. This is what they did in.
And there it is. Sneaks it across. Rossville steals set 3 here. 26-24. They now lead 2-1 in a crucial conference match tonight. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Rossville with a 2-1 set advantage. They have come in and kind of shocked the Gophers, and look at this. Here's what we're talking about. Conference standings on the line. The Gophers undefeated in conference play. They're the defending champs. And it has been Clinton Prairie Eastern and Rossville 1, 2, or 3 the last few years in conference play, how things have finished. And Rossville with a huge chance tonight to hand Clinton Prairie a loss and move to 6-1 in conference play. And that is something that, if you're Coach Lexley Shriver, interim coach, dealing with the injuries that you've dealt with, and you're able to do that, that's pretty impressive.
You'll take a 3-way tie for first place in the conference. And if you're Coach Martin, your fate is in your own hands right here.
Yeah. Tonight we have seen the Gophers struggle a little bit after giving up the first point to Rossville. I was going to say ask for help, and right there's a good cue right here. Ask. Help is everywhere. Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, all month long in September. Really, it needs to be 365 days a year I want to make sure that you know that you matter. It's written all over the T-shirts inside the gymnasium tonight. Laura and I are wearing them as well in studio. You matter. You are not alone. There's a gentleman walking by that you know well that just went by. He's rocking the You Matter shirt as well.
He is. All of our
Hey, look at
staff. That's right. The You Matter shirts.
So you get out of going in person tonight. You get to join me. Lucky you, right?
Exactly.
And then the rest of the staff has to go in person, attend, show up, and do all the work. And
that's right.
We get to do the easy stuff.
Exactly.
It pays to be the boss, doesn't it?
It does.
Back to play here inside the gymnasium. Of course, I know you do a ton of work, and so there's a lot of preparation that goes into these volleyball matches as well, just from the broadcaster side of things.
So it'll be interesting to see how Clinton Prairie responds to losing 2 close games here.
I can tell you that set 1, the Gophers won. They got the first point. Sets 2 and 3, the first point went to Rossville, and they finished on top. And set number 4, they get the first point again. We'll see if that trend continues. But I will tell you this. This is not the same team from set 1 that Clinton Prairie beat 25-13. There is a mojo working right now for Rossville.
Yeah, there is. And I think Clinton Prairie is just playing very careful. Other than Abby Swan. Abby Swan is being aggressive and taking it to Clinton Prairie. Everyone else just seems to be playing a little bit careful. That is not how you win volleyball matches. You have to be aggressive and take the game to them. And everybody except Abby Swan is just playing a little bit careful.
Gophers look really sharp in set 1, and since then we've seen just some miscues, some bad passing, things like this where, you know, ricochet and nobody's there to cover it up.
Yep. Too many balls hitting the floor that no one is going after. I mean, you know, this is the last 2 weeks of the season, and you just cannot play like this and expect to win.
Yeah, you want to see aggressiveness, not where it looks like they've got sand in their shoes.
Yeah.
This one touched. As Swan's able to get the point here for the Gophers. There you see the touch at the net. The fans were yelling it was out, but it was touched off the block. 3-2 your score. Rossville with a 1-point lead. And there's a big swing from Addie Gorbett.
I think probably the player that I think has made the biggest difference for Rossville is Maylee Thorpe.
Yeah.
You know, hardly anything has touched the floor on the Rossville side. And not just is she making the dig, but those passes are making it up to the setter so they can run an offense. I mean, she is just doing a fantastic job. Nothing is hitting the floor near her. I mean, she is just playing amazing.
Yeah, when you got here tonight, you asked me, you said, who's our players to watch? And I went with Courtney Huffman for Rossville, but Maylee Thorpe she was kind of my second pick because I thought she's got to have a big night for Rossville. And she has. I mean, she has done such a good job of getting them into system.
Yeah.
To your point.
You know, it's always easy to notice the people who get the kills and the blocks, right, and the aces, because those are like those fantastic moments that everybody notices.
Yeah.
But those kills don't happen if nobody digs the ball and or passes the ball. And she is just all over the place. Her serve, receive, and defense tonight has been second to none.
Allie Neubauer is doing a really nice job blocking in the middle for the Hornets tonight as well. You know, Huffman was the choice because I felt like as kind of the key setter for the team that she would have to make sure those passes were crisp and they were down some hitters, and we weren't sure what to expect from the offense from Rossville tonight. And man, she's passed the test. Everybody's passing really well.
They've made her job really easy tonight because they are passing on a dime.
Abby Swan on the serve. Gophers with an opportunity. Good diving effort. Marcinko Chapman keeps it in play. Swan from the back row, and it just feels like Rossville is everywhere right now. You let them hang around long enough, eventually they're going to find Gorbit.
Yeah, and I think the other mistake Clinton Prairie is making is just going to Thorpe. Over and over, we just keep hitting to Thorpe. I don't know when we're going to learn our lesson. There are 2 other people on that back row. Hit to them. Try it. See what happens.
Maybe that gray shirt's like a magnet tonight.
It apparently is, because everything is going to her. And like that didn't go to her. And look, it took them out of their offense a little bit.
The Gophers have got to take advantage of opportunities like that right there. You get a double hit here.
Net
violation. (7-5) Rossville with the lead. Can't believe the fall season for volleyball is literally almost over. I mean, just a handful of matches left for both of these teams. We'll have one more regular season contest with the Gophers, as they'll take on Clinton Central next week. That one on the road, October 5th.
They have a week next week. I think they play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, tournament on Saturday.
They do.
That's why Kathy wants to get this schedule rearranged. That's just craziness.
To your point, they'll play Crawfordsville on Monday. They're at Delphi, which is another conference matchup, on Tuesday. Thursday at Clinton Central. We'll have that one right here on ISC, and then that tournament on Saturday, which will wrap up their regular season. So the tournament draw should actually be this weekend then.
It's Sunday. It is Sunday.
We'll kind of get to see how teams shape up and who they will face in the sectional round.
I think net on the setter, yeah.
Net violation, and now a timeout taken. Coach Shriver wants to talk things over for Rossville, kind of pump up her team. She's doing a good job of being a cheerleader on the sideline over there for her team. And here's a look inside the huddle for Coach Kathy Martin and the Gophers. And Kathy's got one player kind of pulled off to the side over there, wants to talk it over.
Yeah, and I think that's a good call on her part. I think that's Evie Brooks, I believe. And Kathy was a setter at Clinton Prairie's setter at St. Joseph's College, and pulling the setter aside and trying to tell her things that she needs to do to lead this floor. You want that setter to be your floor general, and that's kind of not happened tonight. So Kathy trying to probably give Evie that confidence that she needs to get the victory for the Gophers here in set 4.
8-7 the score. Katie Marcinko Chapman with a nice drop serve. That might be the best serve of the season from her. That was a nice one.
Yeah, she's had 3 aces tonight. She's served much better tonight.
See the Gopher student section and fans. And they went back to Thorpe that time, and one of the few miscues from her. Get another look, back-to-back aces for Marcinko Chapman.
Yeah, probably going out. I think Maylee knows it.
How about 3 in a row? But these are the times when you want to see your senior step up, especially towards the end of the season, and they're getting that tonight from Katie Marcinko Chapman.
Yeah, I love the little drop short set or serve right after you've served long. Love that.
We saw Coach Shriver take a timeout a moment ago, and she may need another one here if we see another point rattled off from the hand of Marcinko Chapman. Good pass. Good dig. A little bit on the overpass, though. And Madison Douglas there, the senior for Rossville, gets the kill. Does a good job of staying off the net as well. 4-point lead, Maylee Thorpe. Another one of those seniors for Rossville at the service line. Don't see Abby Swan miss on a swing very often.
You don't. And if you're Coach Martin, you have to feel like no lead is safe because you have blown 2 late game leads to lose in game 3 and game 2.
This serve wide of the court. Now a 4-point lead for the Gophers. I think Clinton Prairie feels a little shell-shocked. They won that first set so easily, 25-13. It was a 12-point victory. They came out in set 2, and Rossville looked like a completely different team right from the start.
And they've had late leads in game 2 and 3. Just weren't able to put it away. Look at that dig by Maylee Thorpe. Wow.
Able to get it up for a team. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get there to clean it up for her, but.
Look at this dig, though.
Wow. That's impressive.
No one thought she was going to get it up, so they didn't even.
I'm still trying to figure out what she hit it with.
with.
It looked like magic, like she just was like alakazam and the ball bounced up in the air. It is almost hocus pocus time.
She has played magical tonight. I will give her that.
Huffman checks in. She's at the service line.
It's a really smart play by Hailey Wilson.
Realizing the defense had sagged to this side of the court.
Yep, they had definitely pulled in.
Anticipating that set was going to go outside, and it's made a good play. This one off the wrong side of the antenna. 15-11, Madison Douglas. What a great pass. And some smiles all around as that one misplayed by Bella White. Gorbett just kind of tipped it across, and she was trying to get a hand on it.
Nice off speed by Gorbett, though.
Big kill. Hornets making a comeback again.
They have got to give Abby Swan a set that she can put down that line.
Douglas sends a serve over. They go back to Swan, and she tips it across, and if it's in, it's good.
It is in.
Look at that little tip, and just fell on the line. Boy, that's all. It's just got to catch a little.
That line is wide open.
Good job from Rossville now. Clinton Prairie on the attack, and Swan's realizing she can just tip it over that block.
That line is there. She can get the sets out there where she needs them.
17-13. Wilson just catches the net. Good job by Elise Oaks keeping it alive, and it pays off for the Hornets.
That was a nice heads-up play.
Not only playing it off the net, but then a perfect pass right to the setter.
Rossville's defense has been great.
Tried to set Swan middle that time. Rossville staying aggressive on the attack. Elise Oaks at the service line.
Gorbett has been on fire this game.
This serve a little too long. Yeah, to your point, she's been able to really stretch out. And, I mean, she is hitting at a downward trajectory when she gets around that volleyball.
The quality of sets that Gorbett is getting compared to the quality of sets that Abby Swan is getting is two different things. I would love to see what Abby Swan would be doing if she got the sets that Gorbett is getting.
Yeah, we just seen some passing tonight there from both the setters from Rossville, and there's one of the few times they've attacked Thorpe, and it's paid off for the Gophers. 19-15, it's Brett Knocker at the line. The serving specialist. We're renaming that.
Yeah.
In football, SS is strong safety, and volleyball from now on it's serving specialist. Goes back corner, Brett Knocker there. Marcinko Chapman dumps it across, and look at this pass from Thorpe. Swan tries to tip it over, and what do we get here?
Net, I believe.
Violation against Rossville.
I didn't see it, but it's hard with the up referee right in that line of vision of the net.
20-15. It was enough to get assistant coach Lori Wainscott up. That was one of the few times I saw her get up and have some words of encouragement for the team as well. It's been a nice back and forth battle tonight. It really has. The Gophers with a late lead here in set 4. That's Brett Knocker just punching it across, and look at the freshman fired up.
Yes. Good job from her.
Tipping it across there is Gorbett. Again, when you've got the power that she does, occasionally you can just go over there and just tip it over. We've seen both her and Swan use that tonight to their advantage.
She's swung away several times, and everybody's back ready to absorb that hard hit, and then she catches them on their heels.
And there's Swan using the touch as well. Nobody home there for Rossville on the replay. 22-16. Could we be headed to 5? This one out. Good communication from the bench there from Clinton Prairie.
What Clinton Prairie needs to do here is be aggressive. Don't be careful, because that is what they've done the last 2 games.
23-16 timeout taken here. Again, tonight is a mental health awareness night. We want you to know that mental health is not a destination but a process. Humans have a wide range of emotions, and that's okay. If you need help or you're struggling, reach out. There is help available, and make sure you just ask. Help is everywhere. I like the ribbon and the colors. There's the warning signs again. We talk, changes in eating habits, emotions, friends, acting out.
Sudden fascination
self-harm.
Sudden fascination with weapons, self-harm, any of those things can be warning signs. Any real
sleeping a lot.
Yeah, real changes. You just have to be aware of those things.
I know that we've talked about this on the air, and not to give too many details, but COVID was definitely not good for my family, and it wasn't from necessarily the COVID virus itself. It was from the isolation when everyone was kind of shut up at home for a while, and
it wasn't good for most families.
It took our household some time to work through that once things opened back up again, and being social and communicating and being able to say, hey, I'm noticing a problem and I need some help here to get this straightened out.
The rise in mental health conditions and the rise in substance use during COVID was profound, and so we're still seeing the fallout from that, and especially in adolescence. teenagers are very social creatures. You have teenager, I have a teenager. They're very social people, and to be isolated from their friends during that time was very, very hard on adolescents.
And then you combine in the social media aspect of things, and social media can be a gift, but it's a curse so many times as well.
Absolutely.
24-18.
Service error on game point.
Gophers leaving the door open here for Rossville.
I said it a minute ago, no being careful on when you're, towards the end of the game here. I love that out of Abby Swan. She's not going to be careful. She's going to be aggressive because that's the player she is. And Clinton Prairie needs 6 players with that attitude.
Good dig, Abby Swan. Great coverage, though, there for Madison Douglas from Rossville. Boy, this is fun. This is entertaining tonight. You're seeing great play from both sides. Even when a player makes a mistake, another teammate's there to kind of
pick them up. Yep.
As good as the dig was a moment ago from Swan, a serve-receive error here.
And nice serve by Maylee Thorpe.
Just didn't get around on it enough that time. Did Swan. 24-20. What a comeback this would be for Rossville if they're able to eke one out here in set 4. Gophers fans kind of holding their breath. Needing one more point to take this one. Good scramble. Meek on the set. And there is the block. Gophers get the point. They take set number 4. We're headed to 5. 25-20. Clinton Prairie takes it. We're all knotted at 2. 5th and final set. Head your way when we return.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Set number 5, ready to begin. It's brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and provide the care you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Homes offer, please visit dayandginda.com. Set 5, Laura.
Yeah, these games never disappoint, do they?
Set number 5. Boy, when the night started, it looked like Clinton Prairie was going to dominate, close it out in 3 straight, the way they had command of set 1. And Rossville just started figuring it out, pulling it together there in set 2, and here we are in set 5. Rossville takes point number 1.
Has been an exciting night. And really, other than game 1, these all have been exciting games.
Obviously, you never want to give away a free point at any point in a game. But in set 5, this is where you really don't want to do it because you only played a 15.
Correct.
Jump serve. And this almost dropped in for Rossville. Let's see another look at it. What a great serve. And
I
nice
actually think he called that a double hit.
Double hit's what got it.
Yes.
Because I was going to say where it came down, it looked like it landed.
Yeah,
in.
I think he actually called it a double hit. Because I was confused too, because I thought it landed in, but I think he called it a double hit.
Big swing from Swan. Look at that dig. Boy, Maylee Thorpe, have a night. She has one every night, but have a night tonight, man.
She has played excellent.
Probably the biggest game of the season this year for Rossville. And the senior has been so steady. Calls it out. You heard her say mine. Now a free ball opportunity for the Gophers. Swan tips it over. Line is open. Look at where she's looking to. Her vision is cross court. And boom, tips it back this side.
Volleyball IQ.
Haven Wilson with the service there. 3-3. Teams have traded those back at fourth here in set 5. Brooks sets middle. Swan, big kill. Great effort there from Elise Oakes, but a lot of power here from Swan.
Abby Swan taking advantage of the fact that Maylee Thorpe is not in right now.
Ellie Brettnacher, the freshman at the service line. And what's definitely her biggest game of her career, even though the other night, when they upset Eastern, that was probably the biggest game or biggest match to that point.
Nice
Eastern,
block.
a team that's 21-2 coming into the other night. They only have 3 losses on the season. One of those at the hand of the Gophers, and a great block there in the middle from the Gophers. 2-point lead for Clinton Prairie. You hate to see anybody lose this one tonight. It's gone 5. It's been a great battle. 2 county teams battling for conference supremacy. Rossville gets this point.
Good job by Addie Gorbett just to keep that ball alive.
You know, another thing on the line right now for Clinton Prairie is they're unbeaten at home this season. They are 7-0 when playing inside the friendly confines of my opinion here of what I think should be the Smith Fieldhouse on the Connie Garrett court, even though she didn't coach on this court during high school.
But this is where they play volleyball.
Yep. Be a great way to honor the 2 legends at Clinton Prairie. They were both instrumental in helping get this facility built and the athletic programs at Clinton Prairie for such a long time. Former athletic director Bobby Smith, he coached multiple sports. Connie coached multiple girls sports, won multiple state championships,
yes,
volleyball and basketball. The legend, both of them in their own right.
Nice dig by Abby Swan. Ooh.
Neubauer just sends it across. And then a quick set that time for Brooks.
Haven't seen that from her since game 1.
Yeah, the few times that she had tried it tonight, other than in that game 1, it had not worked.
Couldn't have come at a better time for the Gophers.
Timeout taken here. If you're inside these huddles, you've been there. What's the message to both teams right now?
I think if you're Coach Martin, the message has to be to remain aggressive and avoid Maylee Thorpe. Those are the 2 messages I think you have to go. If you're in the Hornet huddle, I think it has to be remain calm. Don't panic. You know, you've come back in 2 other games from down to take the victory. So stay relaxed, don't panic, and come back.
You see the Kicking the Stigma there with the Colts logo. They sent the message along with the grant that just said the Indianapolis Colts Foundation, together with the IHSAA family and the Indianapolis Colts, have undertaken the Kicking the Stigma initiative to increase awareness about the prevalence of mental health disorders in the community and to raise and distribute funds to nonprofit organizations like yourself and other organizations to expand treatment services throughout the communities. And I want to say hats off to Mr. IHSAA, such a generous owner of the Colts, and he couldn't be putting money into a better cause. Thank you to the Colts for being on board, for Shaq Leonard.
And all the Colts that work towards mental health awareness. We really appreciate the grant, and we appreciate all the efforts that the Colts do to raise awareness for mental health.
Speaking kicking, how about kicker Matt Gay last week setting the record?
I know.
For the most made 50-yard field goals in a game. And
4 of them. It was so exciting. I unfortunately was in the car and had to listen to it on the radio, which was, never as good as watching it. So then I watched it. I listened to the whole thing in the car, then I watched the whole thing when I got home.
9-5, just like some bankers' hours is our score right now. Great night of football all night tomorrow night on the ISC Sports Network.
So it's interesting. We have the Gophers' best hitter in Abby Swan on the back row, Gorbett, the best hitter for Rossville on the back row. So it'll be interesting to see who can push through now that they don't have their best offensive weapon on the front row.
Meek goes to Douglas. Marcinko Chapman keeps it alive for Clinton Prairie. Brooks sets back row to Swan.
Nice dig.
Man, Thorpe. When you build a house and a foundation, you set the cornerstone. That is what Maylee Thorpe is to the Rossville Hornets. She is that foundation that just does not break. You set that defense and those passing, and you can start to build the levels after that.
The foundation is strong. Free ball to the Gophers. Another perfect pass by Thorpe.
That was trying to get the kill. Brett Knocker was there. Thorpe goes to Gorbett. Gophers go back row, Swan.
Great hit by Madison Douglas. And Rossville, just 1 point at a time, making their way back into this game.
Upcoming broadcasts on the ISC Sports Network. Warren Central, Lawrence North. North Montgomery, Frankfort coming up. Those are football Friday night events headed your way. Marion University this weekend. Right now we're 9-9 here on Thursday night. Thursday nights are meant for volleyball, and then when that's over, I go home and I watch a little Thursday night football.
I do too, but I'm not looking forward to it tonight. I want to stay right here and watch this all night long.
It's set 5. Let's just play best of, 10? Why not? 11? It'd have to be 11, wouldn't it?
It would. It'd have to be 11. Another kill by Katie Marcinko. She's having a very good game tonight on offense.
10-9, Clinton Prairie. Nice serve. Meek. Is the swing to Bogan, and it's dug out by Swan.
Clinton Prairie has to be aggressive. 2 careful plays in a row there.
Another opportunity. Thorpe gets him set up. Neubauer on the swing, and that one lands in.
See,
all tied at 10.
That's if you're Coach Martin. You cannot be happy with that. Free ball, down ball, just easy, easy, easy. That gives Rossville the chance to set it up. Be aggressive. Take the ball to Rossville.
10-10, Maylee Thorpe at the service line. Good job by Bogan. Bella White. This is the swing there. Set middle. I don't know that Bella was expecting that one to come her way.
Well, for good reason. If you have Hailey Wilson on the front row here, why are you not setting her? Exactly what I meant. Right there. There's why you set Hailey Wilson if you have that choice.
(11-11). Again, great turnout in the crowd tonight. You love matches like this, too, because it brings the fans out, especially on the nights when you're putting on an event, not only with volleyball, but the mental health awareness aspect of it all. And then you get 5 sets like this. This is wonderful.
Great defense there by the Gophers.
Concession stands stay open a little bit longer. People spend a little more money.
Yep.
12-11, Rossville. They sub in Courtney Huffman. I thought Swan might have got away with a double hit there. I thought I heard 2 noises.
If it's a top spin, hard serve like that, they will let you do that.
Let it go a little
Yep,
more.
they will.
Great diving effort. Thorpe keeps it alive for Rossville. Brooks goes back row to Swan. Right to Thorpe, though, the defensive specialist, and then this one a little too strong from Rossville. Back and forth battle. Got to win by 2. Play to 15, got to win by 2. Hailey Wilson, jump serve too strong. Nerves getting the best of both teams here. Gophers giving away some free ones recently, though.
If you're Clinton Prairie, you have to be happy that you have Abby Swan back in the back and back in the front row, though. But you do have to set her better than that.
And this is going to be a point, a great heads-up play from Gorbett. 14-12, match point now. Rossville Hornets. Timeout taken by Coach Shriver, talking it out. They need 1 point here for the biggest win of the season for them. A huge timeout. We'll see how the Gophers respond coming out of this one. They got such a big victory the other night in that upset win over Eastern to put themselves right at the top of the standings. I don't think they thought that Rossville would come in and give them the fight that they did tonight, but man, have they played well.
I think Coach Martin was aware that they would be that fired up.
Yeah, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Because Coach Martin knew what she had a year ago being there.
And she knew they would be fired up to play against her. So I think this is what Coach Martin expected, maybe not the players. The good news for the Gophers is this is a good rotation for them.
14-13. Gorbett, too strong there, and we're all tied up at 14 apiece. That was huge. It looked like a good set. She put a lot into it, just couldn't get the trajectory down.
A free ball for the Gophers. They need to cash in on this.
And a big swing there, Abby Swan. Now set point, match point for the Gophers, and we get another timeout. kicking the stigma is the message. You matter is the message. You are important is the message. It's okay to not be okay. You could say it a million different ways. At the end of the day, just know that you're enough. You are somebody. If you or someone you know need help, 988 is there. Healthy Communities of Clinton County and the Coalition are there. We'll help you find the resources that you need.
Just reach out.
Make sure you reach out. 15-14, a huge point, and the Gophers get the ace. Unbelievable comeback for Clinton Prairie. It looked like it was over for a moment, and they pull out the comeback victory here in set number 5. Laura, your final thoughts on this one? I'm at a loss.
I think you don't get any better volleyball than what we saw tonight. What a fantastic job by all the players and both teams. And I think what we saw tonight was outstanding coaching on both sides of the court. Timeouts that were timely and worked. I think we saw great players doing great things in the roles that they were supposed to play. And we saw a couple outstanding athletes step up into roles. I know that Rossville lost tonight, but I cannot say enough about Maylee Thorpe. She played probably the most fantastic match I've ever seen her play. Absolutely outstanding job by Maylee Thorpe tonight.
To that point, our Eagles, Clinton County, player of the match tonight is going to be Abby Swan from Clinton Prairie. Abby played absolutely fantastic from that side of the net, but it was literally when Rossville was leading 14-12, we told our guys in the other room, we said, hey, Rossville pulls us out, Maylee Thorpe's the player of the game. But hats off to both of those young ladies. They played so well.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally defense versus offense. Maylee Thorpe, defensive player of the game, absolutely, hands down. Abby Swan, offensive player of the game. She had at least 27 kills tonight. I was, just kind of loosely keeping track, and she had at least 27 kills. And that doesn't even start to say the other things that she does on the court. But when I was saying that Gophers needed to be aggressive, it was never Abby Swan that we were talking about. She is aggressive all the time. You can't teach that desire to win, and that's what makes Abby Swan the player of the game.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Frankfort Eagles, number 976. They are people helping people. By Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mintel Fiber Optic Services, the best gig in town. That's going to do it for our coverage tonight. That's going to do it for our fall coverage of the mental health games. Hats off to all of our sponsors, the Colts, Healthy Communities of Clinton County, everybody involved in tonight, the Cooper family. We want to thank you for tuning in. Please join us next week as our regular season, our final game, Clinton Prairie and Clinton Central comes your way on Thursday night. We'll have that one live for you right here on ISC. Thanks for tuning in. For Pete Gasho, Sam Waugh, Tony Stewart, Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 19.